Hello Aquarius, and welcome to my channel Inspiring Life Changes. My name's Colette and I'm here today to do a reading for all you Aquarians that are Sun, Moon, Venus and Rising Aquarians. If you don't know where those placements are, there will be a free natal link in the description box down below, as there always is, so that you can go and check out your own astrology. And if you don't know where those placements are, you'll be able to find it out and possibly go and also look or listen to the other videos that I have put out there and the videos that I will be putting out there. This is a general read, so it's not going to resonate with everybody, so you may find that your other signs may make more sense, possibly your moon or your Venus at the moment, especially with Venus going retrograde. There's a lot of stuff going on within the Venus love relationship department. So you may want to check out your sign for that, or your video for that particular sign as well. If I haven't put it out yet, I will be putting it out over the next few days. So Aquarius, also Aquarian cross watchers, before I forget, because I'm pretty good at forgetting about you and I do apologize for that. Aquarius cross watchers, just be aware that this reading could actually be your story rather than the person that you're listening to or that you're interested in for. So with that being said, Aquarius, I'm going to start your reading with the first card that we have here, your overall energy. I like to start the reading with a kind of overall major arcana look at which energy is kind of influencing you the most when it comes to this reading. And the Sun today is saying that there's some clarity, some insight, some illumination. Maybe you're feeling very kind of upbeat and feeling successful about something. You may have kind of reached the conclusion of something as well. You may have got to kind of, or seeing through a problem that you had. You may have suddenly got kind of some inspiration about something. So this is the kind of energy for your overall read here with this Sun card. It also kind of speaks of cycles as well, and kind of being aware of the cycles. It may also talk about astrology itself as well. Maybe you are becoming more interested for yourselves as well, Aquarius, in kind of the whole connection with everything, the planets, and how they influence us individually and collectively on this planet that we all live on together. And being an Aquarian as well, you are very much of the collective mind and the individual, so there's a kind of connection there as well, I feel. Also, we do just have Saturn gone retrograde in your sign, Aquarius, at the kind of early stages, almost 2 degrees. Saturn is now going to start reversing back into the sign of Capricorn, its home sign again. So you will be feeling that kind of going back over old ground possibly as well, which may be also why you're needing this kind of, or you'll be feeling a little bit lighter as Saturn kind of departs as well from your sign, because as soon as Saturn moved into Aquarius, the world went into lockdown. I don't know how many of you are aware of that, but that is kind of a fact. It's kind of, Saturn moved into Aquarius, started to square over to Uranus, and Saturn and Uranus are both your rulers. So they've been kind of squaring off to each other, challenging each other. Saturn's been trying to kind of keep out that Uranus energy of freedom and innovation and kind of like bigger thinking mind and sudden changes. And so there has been a lot happening within your own energy, Aquarius. And it's going to continue. happening into the future as well, because Saturn will once again come back into your sign and it will stay there. But it's going to be retrograde in all for the next 6 months. So you may find yourself being kind of, I get a sense of a kind of relief about something. And suddenly kind of feeling lighter, brighter, as though you suddenly kind of feel as though it's not as despairing even as you maybe had thought. So let's see what else we have for your reading here, Aquarius. Let me just put that card back. At the very heart of your reading today, we have this 7 of Earth, or 7 of Pentacles here, in reverse. And the interesting thing for me about this card, I always see it as a distraction card. It's like you're walking in a direction, you know where you're going, which is kind of this here for me, all this head stuff, this headgear. It's kind of like you have your, how can you put it? You have your connection to your idea, to your vision, shall we say? Like, you know, you have a path, you have this idea, and then this little being here comes in and it completely distracts you. It did come out in reverse though. So there's a feeling here for me that today, it's like you know it's there, but you're trying to ignore it. You're trying to ignore it. You're trying to, maybe that's also got something to do with this sun as well, that maybe you're kind of trying to just shine a light and try and see this clearer, because there is this distraction. It's kind of come in and it's kind of making you take another look at your life, I feel, Aquarius. And where you thought you were heading, which could have a lot to do with the Saturn energy kind of reversing out of your sign as well. But it's come out with the 9 of Wands over the top, 9 of Fire, 9 of like creative endeavours. It's your challenge here. It's your blockage in a way. In a way, it's kind of saying this is what you need to do. And I feel that this is your focus. You have this focus. You see here, she's completely focused on what she's doing. And this is the distraction. And it's distracting you to the point where you're kind of thinking, am I supposed to be taking more notice of this? Or am I supposed to be focusing on this energy here? So there is this kind of sense of confusion a bit here as well, kind of a dilemma, because you don't know if this is kind of something that you should be chasing. It could be something that had been in your life before and it's kind of coming back in. It could be relationship, friendship, business. But something has kind of caught your attention out the corner of your eye, and you're wanting, there's a part of you that wants to kind of go and look at it. Go and really explore it. And I feel on some level that this is kind of something that you've been manifesting into your life, Aquarius. Maybe you're not even aware of the fact that you've been manifesting it, but to me this card is a kind of minor manifestation card, unlike the Magician, which is much more of a kind of a manifestation energy on a bigger scale. This for me is kind of more of a more kind of I don't like to use the word with this for mundane, but it's kind of like your day-to-day actions or focus or creativity. But she's very focused on it. And maybe that's what this is here. Maybe this is you needing to put your focus over here. But there is this sense of, for me, it's transformation, because it looks like these could be coming part of this row of stars. And alternatively, the row of stars could be turning back into these fireflies. So it's kind of, it goes either way. But it's all about kind of a creative energy, a manifesting energy. And I'm feeling this manifesting energy in a big way at the moment. Like if you've watched any of my previous videos for the full moons and the new moons, I kind of talk about this manifesting energy quite a bit, this kind of magician and trickster energy that are both manifesting, and it's kind of where you put your focus as to what you manifest into your physical reality. So Aquarius, there may be some of that as well at this moment in time, especially seeing as we're very kind of closed off and kind of limited in some ways in what we are able to do at this moment in time. So maybe this is you being very focused on something that before you weren't able to focus your attention on. But now you are. Now you've got the time to be able to do it. So it's almost like it's come in because there's kind of a need there for it. Or you've given yourself the space for it. Or you've been forced into that kind of situation, as most of us have, of having to kind of find creative outlets as well. But this is kind of something different, I feel, Aquarius, something that you kind of on some level could do more with, but it's up to you whether or not you want to actually place your focus and your attention on it. So let's see what else we have here. In your head, and what you're aware of, Aquarius, at this moment in time is the Four of Fire. Which normally, the Four of Fire or the Four of Wands is seen as a card of kind of celebration. It can be to do with marriage, engagement, but it's a celebratory card. It's upside down here though. And I also think that this hole here, it kind of reminds me of the weddings that used to happen where people would go through large holes in stones, like at stone circles and things. So it kind of talks to me about something that's a little bit more unconventional here. There's an unconventional energy about it, a kind of, you know, it's not going with the flow of tradition. It's kind of wanting to step outside of all of that traditional ideas. And maybe that's what this is about as well, that it's kind of, it's something that's not something that you would normally do. Not something that you would normally have kind of thought of being part of your process or your what am I getting here? You're kind of, you know, it's not something that you would see yourself being involved in, maybe. Because I'm kind of picking this up today as something that's more kind of out there. could also be, for some Aquarians, it could also be some celebrations or things that you thought you were going to be celebrating, you can't celebrate at this moment in time, so you're having to kind of rethink it, rework it maybe. Again, there is this sense of focus here as well, because she's very kind of focused on what she's doing here, this fairy. And this fairy here reminds me of this kind of energy here as well, this fairy here. Like this is what's come in somehow, but it's in reverse. So I'm just getting this overall feeling that whatever this is, it's something that isn't traditional. It's something that isn't run-of-the-mill, or something that you probably normally would not even have thought about or looked at or considered. But now you're kind of taking another look at it. And maybe you're even looking at it in a different light, or in a new light, maybe. And maybe you're seeing more potential in it than you would have done before. So I feel this is about this sun here as well, shining that light on it, kind of wanting to go and explore it. Maybe also, because I see the Four of Fire also as being a kind of challenging energy as well. Fours I normally see as a challenge. So maybe that's also got you interested as well, as it's not something that would normally, that you could just easily do. It's something that's going to stretch you. It's something that's going to kind of push you in a direction that you normally wouldn't have gone. That's kind of what I'm picking up here, Aquarius. And you've got the Page of Air here. Again, it's in reverse. We have another reverse energy card here, which could, I feel, relate to these retrogrades that are happening, particularly with the Saturn energy still being in your own energy of air. And this could also relate to Libras and Geminis. Of course, we have Venus in Gemini at the moment going retrograde as well. But what I'm getting with this card today is that there's this kind of blockage, or there has been, because this is where you're coming from. This is the energy that's leaving you. So again, this could have something to do with this here, because this is, I feel, something that's kind of, because it's air, it's to do with logical, it's to do with the thinking mind, it's to do with how you learn and process things, and what you will and won't allow into your environment, into your life. So I'm seeing this as a kind of mental blockage, a mental blockage about something. It kind of was like, you know, it was like I wouldn't even entertain that. That's not something I would ever even think about doing or having in my life, or having any interest in even. And what you have down below with this Empress energy is a kind of, again, I feel this potential. There's a potential here, which is what I'm picking up with this here as well. It's almost like it's saying, like, you know, there's so much more growth and potential here than you're aware of. It was upside down, this card, though. Because you're reluctant. There is a reluctance here. It has caught your attention and you are interested in kind of looking deeper into it. Aquarius. And I just get this feeling that it's something that's going to be very nurturing, not just nurturing on a kind of outer level, but nurturing within you as well. Like it's something that wants to help you grow and also maybe understand more about yourself. The Empress is always permanently pregnant with potential. She represents Mother Earth energy itself. She is the representation of that. And you have the kind of masculine energy here as well as this feminine energy. The sun kind of represents the masculine, more active, more doing energy. Whereas the Empress is more the kind of passive, receptive, receiving energy. For some of you Aquarians, it may even have something to do with wanting to be a mother, wanting to fall pregnant. For some of you Aquarians, you may well fall pregnant, and maybe that is what this is about as well. Maybe that is this kind of spirit coming through, this new being that's entering into your awareness, and something that you thought that you wouldn't do. And there was a kind of mental blockage of actually wanting to go down that path, because you thought that you were, maybe for some of you Aquarians, you were very kind of career orientated and very kind of like, that's where I'm going, that is my path, that's what I'm going to do. And you'd kind of put this behind you, or at least kind of thought that you know, this is something that is not going to be a part of my life at this time. So maybe some of you have recently found out you are expecting, and if you have, congratulations. But I do feel as though there could well be this sense of kind of changing of your life. This transformation, as I was saying here. This focus of attention. It's like your focus of attention has changed. And this again, these little stars like representing this energy here. This little fairy here. So, what's moving in? You have the sun again. So that's twice you have the sun energy here, which is all about success and victory and kind of seeing things differently. I just get this sense of seeing things differently, Aquarius. Whereas before you were kind of blocked and not open to something. This is you not being open. But in this card, this sun is actually a female, and she's actually kind of, to me, she always looks like she's in a very elaborate wedding dress here with this huge kind of headdress, which also has a sense of a kind of real like not only with this headdress here, which I see is kind of being connected to a bigger source energy, like you're opening up. That's how I feel. That's how I see this card today, is you're kind of opening yourself up to something that you normally would not have opened yourself up to. But it has also come out with the 5 of water here as well. So there could also be a sense of kind of despair, or a kind of, to me she always looks like she's kind of like, oh, whoa, what am I going to do next? What am I going to do? It's almost like a realization of the reality kind of hits, and it's almost like a complete flip here, a complete kind of going from being very kind of happy and very joyful about this, to kind of realizing that this is going to make such a huge difference in your life. And I do kind of get the feeling of pregnancy as well, with this kind of heart shape here, right around the kind of womb area and the kind of belly region here. And it's not that I think that you're kind of totally against the idea, although I think you have been, some of you Aquarians have kind of been holding it off, or kind of not wanting to go down that path. And some of you have been kind of really wanting to go down that path. Some of you have been kind of yearning or longing maybe to kind of become a mother, explore motherhood. So I don't think that that's what this card is about here. I think that this card is about the sudden kind of realization of what the magnitude of it, the kind of hugeness of this, and how it is going to completely affect you and change everything. And kind of what I'm picking up today. So Aquarius, I'm going to pull some more cards and see what else is coming out here. For some of you as well, there may be a situation where you are possibly in a relationship, but you're not married, it's not traditional in the sense. So there may be some kind of worries or fears or stress, or kind of yeah, just these kind of, how are you going to cope with that? It's going to start asking, you're going to have to start asking some bigger questions as well about it. You know, are you going to carry on with the relationship the way it is, or are you going to become engaged, get married? All that kind of questioning, I feel, is also going to come up here. Or maybe already has been coming up here. And there could also be, for some of you, there could be a situation, this isn't for all of you, but there could be a situation where you're going to have to kind of cope or deal with this alone, on your own, or you feel like you are at this moment in time. And that it's very overwhelming. And for some of you, just the whole idea of motherhood, as appealing as it may have been, could also, when the reality hits, has kind of made you realise how overwhelming it all is. But that's what I'm getting. I'm just getting this sense of something to do with pregnancy and children. And so if this isn't your reading, then maybe check out one of the other readings. As I was saying, you may find your message there rather than this one, Aquarius. 5 of Wands here has you kind of battling with your own inner demons and your own inner fears over this dilemma about what to do. And the Page of Pentacles in reverse, planting of seeds. So somehow I get the feeling that this is unexpected, Aquarius. I don't know if this is for one person, like, you know, if I'm talking to more of a kind of singular kind of group of you, if you know what I mean. But I get the feeling that this is an unexpected event. And you also have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse here as well. So for some of you, it was something that you weren't expecting. You feel as though the wheel has turned and you weren't ready, maybe, as well. Maybe some of you do feel as though you weren't ready. And you've also got the 7 of Pentacles come out again. So there is this dilemma here. And I feel it's kind of like, you know, what's next? What do we do now? There's going to be this kind of searching for, you know, this, it's going to change everything. It's like, do we carry on as we were? Do we get married? Do we get engaged? You know, it's all of that kind of stuff is going to come up. So this is a general read, as I was saying earlier. If you're wanting a private or a personal read, my email is going to be in the description box down below as well, Aquarius. So if you do want to go any deeper into this reading, you could send me an email and I can give you a personal read. I can do it by Skype or on Messenger. I can do it traditionally over the phone. I've been doing tarot readings for over 30 years. So I've dealt with lots of different situations and dilemmas and all sorts of things. All sorts of things. So let's continue and see where this 4 of Fire is going to take us. Why is the 4 of Fire here, please, source energy? What is the source of the 4 of Fire? Also, while I'm shuffling, if you like this video, I'm sure not all of you will like this video, but if you do like this video, please could you thumbs it up for me, because it does get it out into the bigger world of YouTube, where it can also get further put out by YouTube itself, because that's how YouTube works, which is why everybody's always saying, please thumbs up our videos. Let's see what we've got here. Okay. with the Four of Cups energy here, we have some, well, we have the Six of Cups upside down, which is this card of melancholy and a card of nostalgia. And this could be, again, to do with kind of a realization of the fact that this is going to change everything, and you're kind of looking back and kind of trying to reflect on how your life has been compared to how your life is going to be. If you look here, she's got this 1 cup here and these 5 here, which is kind of relating to me today to this card that came out here as well. The 5 of water here is also these 5 cups here. So these are kind of the sorrow and the kind of melancholy and the overwhelmingness of the situation, the kind of gravity of it all, the kind of feeling as though you're just kind of being dragged down by it. But I don't think that's going to be long lasting, because you do have this sun twice. And to get the sun twice in a reading is a really good kind of omen. It's a really auspicious thing. It's really kind of saying stay positive, because, you know, things are going to work out. That's really what the sun is saying here. So you have this kind of energy of nostalgia and melancholy, but this cup here that's in her hand is the one that she's now focused on. Maybe there's also this energy here as well, because she knows, Psyche here knows that all of these past cups here, situations here, she can't do anything about that. She can't change that, because that's the past. That's gone. That's over. Past, ended energy. But she can now focus on this 1 cup that she has here and change her future. And because it's upside down, again, I just get this feeling that it's kind of, it's going to take a while for this to be accepted. This is kind of the Ace of Cups here. It's like, put all this in the past. Put these 5 cups here, even though this is coming into your future as well, which is what I mean about it's going to take a while for this to be accepted. But this is the Ace of Cups today, and the Ace of Cups for me is about kind of bringing in a new sense of love and joy and a kind of, I'm getting a sense of a kind of healing from within. A healing that's going to take place with this cup, with this baby. And I do think that it does relate to a baby. It could relate to a business as well, because creation does not always have to be an internal thing. It can also be something that is created outwardly. But today I'm just getting this really strong kind of energy of pregnancy, of it actually being a like pregnancy Aquarius, rather than it just being kind of something that you're creating from your mind rather than from your body. And it's also come out with the 3 of Swords here as well. And I think this is the kind of healing side of it that I'm picking up on. That it's going to heal something, a wound of yours, Aquarius, that you've been carrying around for a long time. An energy. Because if you look here, he's kind of been stabbed. Well, he hasn't kind of, he has been stabbed in the heart chakra energy here. This is about being stabbed in the heart and the wounds that you've carried around with you for a long time. And so I feel as though there is this healing that is going to come from this. But we have the 5 of Cups, as I was saying. Again, the 5 of Cups. So the Five of Cups has come out twice here as well. So this is what's in your head and what you're aware of. So it's come out with this 4 here. So you may feel at this moment in time that you don't want to celebrate. You don't want to, it's kind of a bit of a shock to the system maybe. And again, we have the kind of spilt cups here. And this 1 cup standing. Even though it's in reverse here, I feel that this 1 cup is your kind of focus, which today is coming through as an Ace of Cups type energy. But we'll see what else comes out for you, Aquarius. But there is a sense of kind of almost like a betrayal. And I don't think that that betrayal is so much to do with a person today. What I'm getting more is a sense of kind of you feel as though life maybe it has betrayed you. That for some reason you were not expecting this to happen. And we have the Page of Cups and the Hermit together, which are both healing energies. Questioning, and it's come out over the top of this Page of Air as well, which I feel was this kind of mental blockage, this kind of energy of like maybe even not wanting to accept what's happening at this time. And the Page of Cups in reverse as well, it's kind of saying that there's a need here to nurture and look after yourself, and you may also not want to be doing that, and you may also feel kind of isolated. I know we are all kind of isolated, Aquarius, at this moment anyway, but you may also, with this Hermit energy here, you may feel as though you're kind of very much on your own. Even if you're with somebody, you may be feeling very much as though kind of you know, this is you going through this, Aquarius. So I feel as though I'm quite strongly talking more to the female Aquarians out there than I am the male Aquarians today. Although, you know, you men could be experiencing it through a partner as well. I'm not saying that you're not feeling it or experiencing it on some level, but I feel as though this is a lot more to do with the female in your life, Aquarius, or if you are a female Aquarian, then this is more for you. And so you may be feeling as though you can't kind of express or explain how you're feeling, and you're kind of withdrawing, kind of going inside, kind of looking for your own answers here. And it's in reverse, so this kind of may be saying that, and with this as well, that this may not be the best situation to be doing this at the moment. That you're already kind of in a hermit mode, so, you know, making it like a double hermit mode, if you like, is not the answer. It's not the answer. It's not going to kind of give you any peace of mind. It's not going to soothe things. It's not going to help you. It's not going to make you feel any better. So let's see why we've got this Empress down here today. For some of you as well, you may have wanted to have just kept it to yourself. You may have not wanted to actually express this. Okay, with the Empress energy here, we have the King of Pentacles, which is also a very abundant energy, a very stable, grounded, very similar energy to the Empress in many ways, because the Empress for me always represents the Taurus, Capricorn and Virgo kind of energies themselves, because she does represent Mother Earth and everything that Mother Earth kind of provides for us. And this is the same kind of energy here. This is somebody who is very somebody who's very focused on being a stable provider, somebody who wants to kind of build a family and a home, and a kind of like, you know, here his home is his castle kind of energy. He wants to have this, but at the same time he's also somebody who's very kind of what's the word I'm thinking of here? He's very what's the word? Like the mountain goat, he kind of always wants to go further. So he doesn't, on some level, he never knows when enough is enough when it comes to kind of providing or there's a word and it's just eluding me, so that's going to bug me, so I'm going to try and kind of carry on without having to use that particular word. This actually represents King Midas in this card, and if you don't know the story of King Midas, most people do, King Midas had the curse as well as the gift of turning everything he touched to gold. So it kind of is saying that on some level, this energy is going to bring out this kind of very protective, I feel, this kind of very secure, this need for security, this need for really grounding yourself, Aquarius, and really kind of focusing on building something secure, building something that's going to be long lasting. And it's come out with the Three of Cups here as well. So this is saying, you know, this is a celebratory situation. This is something to be happy about. This is something to celebrate. This is something that you can build a future with. With this Empress, very strong, kind of abundant, nurturing energy. There is also a very kind of career orientated energy with the King of Pentacles as well. He may kind of become, or he can become, overly focused on his pentacles. He's got all his gold, and he can kind of miss the actual simple things in life, like being there to actually kind of hold his children, and kind of, and that's the kind of curse of the Midas thing as well, that is so driven. That's the kind of like, you know, so you're so driven to provide that you actually forget why you're providing, who it is that you're providing for. But it hasn't come out in reverse, and I think that's probably more of a reverse. But I just feel that on some level, there's Aquarius, this energy is your kind of like, this was what you were focused on, this was your career, this was you kind of finding your place in the world, and now maybe you're also feeling that that's not going to happen. Because with this card here as well, I always think that she has this kind of, because she can't see him, this is Eros, And when they originally get together in the Two of Cups, he has stabbed himself with his own kind of arrow. And so, being Cupid, he falls in love with the first thing he sees, and the first thing he sees is Psyche, who needs to be rescued. So he rescues her. And this is him kind of them together, but not together, because she can't really see him. He provides her with everything she needs in the physical world, but she can't actually see him because she's mortal and he's immortal. And so begins the kind of journey of Psyche. So in this card there is for me this kind of, I'm feeling this kind of, this feeling of I should be happy. I should, really, I should be happy. Look what I've got. I should be happy. But there's also this kind of sense of is it really what I was looking for? And I'm not saying, Aquarius, that it's not something that you're going to enjoy, but it's just this sense of, like, it's not something that you're kind of, how can I put it, embracing easily, shall we say. Although I do feel that that will change, because you've got two suns, two bright shining suns. Let's hope it's not twins. Sorry. Yeah. So two shining suns kind of says that there's going to be success and celebration. And I don't know where that twin thing came from, and maybe for some of you Aquarius out there, you are going to have twins. Maybe some of you are going to have two boys. Maybe some of you are going to have a boy and a girl. And maybe that's also why it's also overwhelming. This kind of despair of, oh my goodness, like as if one wasn't enough. Now I've got two to cope with. There could also be elements of that there as well. But I don't feel as though you're on your own here, Aquarius. I'm not getting the feeling that you're having to do this by yourselves. I feel that there is family or support, even if the partner or the father of your child isn't going to be in the picture. And I don't feel that's for most of you Aquarians. I feel that there's quite a solid relationship with this. New step in your story. So let's see why we have the Sun and why we have the Five of Water. And I don't mean to laugh at the fact that you may be having twins. My father was a twin, and it was always something that I thought to myself, oh my goodness, I could have twins. But luckily, I say luckily, it never actually happened. So, Aquarius, let's see why we have this Sun twice. We have the Ace of Cups. It has come out in reverse, but I did feel that the Ace of Cups was going to come out, which was why I kept saying Ace of Cups throughout this reading earlier. It was there for me. I could sense it. It's in reverse because I just feel as though you don't realise or recognise how good this is going to be for you, Aquarius, at this time. You're kind of, like I said here, with the blocked offness here, you're still kind of in that head state. Because this is your future coming in. with this energy here. And for some of you, if it is going to be twins, there could also be this kind of sense of, how am I going to do that? How am I going to have enough for both of them? So there could be a kind of worry or a stress about that as well, that you won't have enough to go round, even. Like enough love, enough care, enough, like, you know. Are you going to kind of focus more on one than the other? Would you love one more than you'd love the other? But I just get a general sense here that the idea of having a baby at this time is not something that you were completely open to doing, to knowing, to feeling. And there is this kind of I just feel this kind of worry around it all. It could even be a worry about, you know, whether or not you are, like I was saying, you know, as a mother. So it's, the Ace of Cups is going to ask you to kind of really tune into that. Maybe also something to do with not having the natural instinct as well, Aquarius. Maybe you feel that you don't have, some of you may feel that you're not kind of mother material, or not ready to be mother material. Again, that same kind of scenario. Maybe even some of you fathers feel that way as well, that you're not ready to be the father, that it's kind of all suddenly landed on your lap. And now you've got to kind of step up and do the tradition, or do the right thing, which I think is kind of where this may also be coming in as well. What is the right thing? So I might just pull one more from the Good Tarot to see what the story is going to be here with this Ace of Cups. But I just feel with two suns that there's just going to be a lot of joy around it all. It might take you a while to kind of get to that point of seeing the joy, or feeling the joy, or allowing that joy in, even, Aquarius. But I do think that that's eventually how you're going to feel. You're going to feel a lot of joy about it, a lot of happiness. Although for some of you Aquarians, you may decide that you don't want to. You may decide that you're not ready, that it's not the right time, and that you need to focus on you rather than something that's going to kind of distract you from your paths. And that's choice. That's your choice. I'm not going to judge on that one at all. That is completely your choice. We have the Messenger of Water, which I feel is this little, again, this distraction, this kind of little, she's just kind of waking up and seeing it for what it actually is. And for me, the Messenger of Water is coming through today as this being your future. This little seahorse here is representing this baby. for me today. This baby that's coming through for some of you out there. And it's kind of, I just feel as though somehow it's kind of really going to open your eyes up to something completely different. And we have the 10 of fire here, which is in reverse. But for me, this is kind of the sense of no longer going over the same old ground. Like you're no longer searching or needing to kind of find the answers here. It's an ending. It's a 10. So something is ending. The 10 of fire usually represents an energy that's self-oppressive, something that's kind of kept you down because you're kind of going round and round and round. You can't see a way out of it. You can't. It's a struggle. A sense of struggling with something. And you may feel that at first. You may feel that this is kind of a burden for you. To start with. But it is hard work. And that may be kind of what you're going to kind of not just realise, but what you're going to focus on. That will be your kind of focus of attention, is the fact that it's really hard work and it doesn't ever seem to stop. It just goes on and on and on. But I also feel that there will be a lot of joy eventually. Once you get over the kind of difficult stage of actually, like, you know, your life changing and things transforming for you, and you kind of being no longer kind of just responsible for yourself as well. I think that's going to be another big shock. We have literally your card here, New Moon in Aquarius. Bring love into the situation. This actually came out yesterday as well for the Capricorn reading. So you might want to check that reading out as well, Aquarius, because Aquarius is ruled by both Saturn and Uranus, and Saturn rules Capricorn, and you have Saturn in your sign at the moment. So you might want to check out the Capricorn reading as well, which I think was called Blown Off Course, Bring in the Love, because this is the card, or Don't Block the Love, I think it was called, because this is the same card that came out. So you might want to go and see if there's more information for that particular message for you, Aquarius, because I feel that there may well be when I think about the actual story with the cards yesterday and what they were telling me, the messages that were coming out yesterday. You could well find that you're feeling very similar to that energy. And it may help you to kind of understand things on a deeper level as well. So nothing else seems to want to come out. I'm going to move on, Aquarius, to your Namaste Blessing card, which is this card here. Very pretty card. And this star is kind of shining very brightly for me. I can see this star as this kind of, again, this energy here, this little being that's coming in. And, and the actual message is really interesting as well, because it's called The Blessed Treasure Within. And it says, the qualities you admire in others you also possess. There is a treasure within you. This card is here to help you reconnect with the well of wisdom, creativity and beauty inside you. It is time to shine your light. So maybe that's also what this is saying as well, that this is really going to bring out a side of you that you just don't expect is there. And that's kind of what I was picking up earlier somehow, that there's some, you kind of just don't feel as though it's you, but in fact it truly is, and it's kind of something that's going to really help you shine. It's going to bring out the best in you. That's what I'm kind of picking up here. It's going to bring out a you that you just didn't know was even there. I also think with this card here as well, very quickly, that it could also relate to the kind of support, the women around you, the mothers around you, your own kind of mother and your sibling sisters, aunts. Just kind of a general sense of, you know, this is the next generation on. So there's going to be a lot of input, I feel. A lot of input, a lot of kind of support there. So lastly, we have this Crystal Diva card for you, Aquarius, which is malachite. Yeah, malachite, which is a very feminine stone, in fact. This green stone is a very feminine energy. And it says evolution. So let's see what it says here in the book about evolution and malachite. For me, it's a kind of evolution of your next step forward, as in becoming a mother and a family. This is kind of your evolution stage into something else. This is the heart energy, because it's green. It relates to the heart chakra energy, so this may also be opening the heart chakra energy for you. And it says, the great creator intends that you be an active participant in the creation of your destiny. This is the purpose behind free will. Free will is not intended to leave you stranded without guidance to make life's decisions. It is not an abandonment, it is a blessing that makes you a co-creator of universal order. Choosing your course in life wisely will impact the whole in a positive way. None of us is isolated. Every thought, word or deed affects everything else. Maybe that's also what I'm picking up here with the kind of, you know, and also with this hermit energy here. You're not isolated. Although you may feel so at this moment in time because of what's happening on a bigger scale outside of your control as well, Aquarius. So if that is the case, don't double down on it. Don't become more insulated. Free will always allows you the choice of acting or not acting. There are times when you feel you have neither the emotional reserve or physical strength to make major changes. Sometimes doing nothing is the best decision. Non-action is an action of its own. Other times, even though you would like to put off the inevitable, something within your soul gnaws at you. A feeling of unrest or agitation. You can feel that a larger purpose is at work. You know in your heart that, reluctant or not, this is your time. Moving forward is what your soul has chosen now. I'm getting goosebumps. As I say, I'm actually getting goosebumps. Courage is a prerequisite for growth. But if you do not feel particularly brave at this moment, do not worry. Your higher self senses within you when you have the strength to accomplish your goals. In addition, you are not alone. Helpers and guides in the physical and non-physical realms support you. So I'm saying there is support there for you, Aquarius. Often, before you can move forward, it is necessary to do some internal excavation. Are you holding on to any old belief systems that could hold you back? There we go. That's the old belief systems I was feeling, that mental blockage. Like a bulldozer moving earth for new construction, we help you push through any barriers that are blocking your evolution, that inhibit movement and change. We make room for and stimulate new growth. Our deep green whirlpools spiral within to unearth stagnation and blockage. There we go. Beautiful. And malachite is full of these beautiful spiraling circles. You see a large lump of malachite. It's got loads of these beautiful, and they are really gorgeous. If you have chosen our card today, it's because you have made a commitment to uncover the obstacles in your life and make the necessary changes to grow. And I feel that this is literally about growing through the pregnancy and through the early stages of child care and being a mother and everything that that entails, and the evolutionary growth from that experience. Even though you consciously want to change some part of you, may be resistant to letting go of old paradigms. We will help you penetrate through layers of resistance so that you can bring any problem areas to the surface. Our green healing energy comes directly from the heart chakra to comfort and support you as you look at your issues and work through them. Whether you are facing small changes or life-shaking ones, when they are over, you will not be the same person that you were at the onset. That's definitely true if you're going to have a child. And although it may not appear to be the case, you are always the one initiating the process of change. Yes, even if you were fired from your job, jilted by your lover, or had an accident, your higher self set these emotional earthquakes in motion for your growth. A bit like tower moments. That's what I always say about tower moments, that they're things that we kind of bring into our physical world in order for us to grow beyond them, to break through them, because we are restricted in many ways by our beliefs and our conditioning. And so we go through these kind of times when we kind of have to outgrow in order to grow. We have to kind of push beyond in order to evolve beyond the situations that we find ourselves in already. To truly evolve, there must be a balance of growth and integration. You make changes and then need a time of rest to assimilate and incorporate what you have learned. It is part of the great cyclical nature of the universe. Activity and inactivity, expansion and contraction. Sorry. Sometimes it just blows my mind. It just completely just amazes me how incredible the universe works. Totally. Anyway, during your time of growth, take time to rest and regenerate. Yes, that's what I feel that this is about. You looking after you. Because you're not just looking after you. While absorbing your new life experiences, life is balance. Move away from the intensity of this work to lighter leisure activities. This equilibrium will help you integrate the new person you have worked so hard to become. Congratulations, friend. Our blessings are with you. Well, I don't really know what to say after that, Aquarius. I'm just going to wish you all the best and ask you to like my video up if you haven't already. Please do so. Could you also subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed already? And for those of you who have subscribed, thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. And for those of you who have liked up my videos, again, thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. And also, could you tap that little bell in order for you to get the videos that I will be putting out there in the future as well. So I'm going to end here, Aquarius. I'm going to wish you all the best with everything. And also say, please look after yourselves really carefully at this time. And also, if you can look after other people around you, then also help others to do that too. And hopefully I will see you back again sometime soon. Take care, Aquarius.